Hey every pony, it's Ruby again, and this is the second half of my drawing tutorial type video. And this one is more geared on bodies and maybe less for children, but still for beginners. And so I do want to say that when I draw a body, like when I draw the head, I have my circle and my crosshairs and all sorts of things, and I do a whole lot less when it comes to bodies. I just sort of draw them. Like I said in my last video, I learned to draw horses by tracing. So for me, all the curves come very naturally, and when I take it from a horse to, let's say, my original style of pony, it's sort of the same thing, just less detailed, and then I take it down to my current style of pony and it's more rounded, softer, less detail again. And if I do a G4 style pony, it is still again just less detail, more rounded, more exaggerated, less technical, I suppose. Anyway, what you're watching right now is sort of a screw up. I left it in because I want people to see that everything takes practice. You have to try again every time. If you want to be good at drawing ponies, people, flowers, horses, kittens, whatever, you have to keep going. You have to start over. Sometimes starting over means starting on a new piece of paper. Sometimes it means just redoing what you originally had in mind. Now, of course, this time I didn't really have anything in mind. I was just like, hey, I'm going to make a video. And so the first one really came out sucky, and I didn't like it, and it was very similar to something I've already drawn recently, so I didn't want to do it. So this time I started again. This time I put in my circle and my eye line. And that line is halfway through the circle, by the way. It's nowhere else. It is halfway through the circle. And that's my eye line, which on a pony is also my nose line. It's also what I do if I'm doing like an anthropomorphic cat or a dog, is halfway through the circle. It's my nose and eye line. As you can see, all I've done is started drawing the pony. I put in my nose, I put in my ear, rounded out the back of my head, gave it a neck, a little bit of a shoulder, up and over the rump and down into the legs, and basically from there I made a body. Like I said, this is years of practice. If you can't do this the first time, that's fine. Do it the next time. Do it the time after that. Work hard every day and do it over and over and over again. It will take you hours. If you can draw a pony after one day of practice, you have some talent and you are awesome. However, the rest of us need to practice, and that's what I did. Here I am erasing some of my guidelines just because I don't like how messy they look sometimes. This is all on one layer though, so as opposed to my last video where I had everything on different layers. I am literally erasing on the same layer. Now I'm adding a new layer. And I'm adding a new layer because now I'm going to ink it. When I digitally ink, sometimes my sketches will be in different colors because I'll have layer after layer after layer after sketch, reforming and reshaping and resizing body parts until I have the proportions I want. This time I got it pretty good with my black lines, so now I'm just going to ink in red. Since I'm going to finish this as a vector anyway, my ending lines will not have anything to do with these because these are not vector, these are raster. In that they're just pixels. There's no mathematical equations my computer has to memorize for this or anything like that. I have no idea. I don't understand why vector works, but I love vector, and so that's how I like to finish my pictures, especially when I do them digitally. As you can see, I'm just inking. I'm rounding out some of my corners, like my one knee needed rounded out, sort of flattened actually, more less than rounded, but I did that because I prefer that look on a horse's knee or on a pony's knee, especially when it's bent. I rounded out my display side front hoof as well. The back end of it was a little too blocky for me. And I'm going to point out some key points. The withers or the shoulders. I like to have a little hump there because horses do have them. I realize that My Little Pony, Friendship and Magic, they don't have their withers like that. But I've been a pony artist for many, many years, longer than Friendship is Magic has been around. So this is how I do it. If you want to do it your way, I invite you to do it your way all the time, every day. Don't copy me, please. I also pointed out the knees. It's important to me when I have a straight leg to show the knee. It's just a detail I like to have in there. It also helps me when I'm eyeing the size for the second leg, the one behind it, that I'm like, okay, well, that's about how long I have my the upper leg, and this is how long I have the lower leg, and this is how big the hoof is. And so it gives me a guideline. Now I'm trying to figure out a hairstyle for this poor pony. I don't even know what pony I'm drawing. I'm just drawing a pony. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes it turns into one of my personas. Sometimes it turns into someone else's. Sometimes it turns into a Hasbro pony. Sometimes it's just a pony. I even tried an Applejack hairstyle on her. I know I say too much, but I am literally watching this video and recording and narrating over top of it, so I'm winging it. I don't write a script or anything, because that's silly. So are afros. Afros on ponies are silly. I actually have an afro custom pony that I've been working on for a little over a year now, and I should probably finish. Anyway, when it comes to hairstyles, you can experiment. Throw a couple of layers on there, draw it different ways, unless you have an idea of what you want. Like I said, I didn't go into this thinking, oh, well, this is the pony I want to draw. If I go into this thinking, well, I'm drawing Applejack, I'm going to draw Applejack's hair. If I go into this thinking I'm going to draw my persona Pony or my persona Fortune Cookie, then I'm going to draw their hair. But instead, I just went into this. So I played around with hairstyles for a bit. I did eventually land on one hairstyle that I really liked, and I still don't know who this pony is. Maybe I'll figure that out. Obviously, she's an earth pony. All my personas are earth ponies. I like earth ponies. I consider myself an earth pony. So that's probably the way she's gonna stay. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe Sugarberry. Sugarberry could be cute, right? We could just do Sugarberry my style. I don't know. Any suggestions? Anybody? Okay, thanks. Next time I will be vectoring her, and I don't know if I'll voice over that. I mean, maybe I could. It'll get boring after a while, unless I really, really speed it up. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Simi. I wrote Oya Simi because I did this last night. So good night, but it's daytime now. Love always, Ruby.